Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bears Den. David here. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're having a great week so far. And today I wanted to talk to you all about some budget-friendly fragrances. And I did a challenge with this. And the challenge was I gave myself $200. So if you have $200 set aside now or maybe in the future that you can use for fragrances, and you do not have a collection yet, or you want to expand your collection, I feel like these 5 over here will be great picks for you. I got all seasons, all occasions, I would say, in this list here for a little bit under $200, which in total I would have left is $1.60. I don't really know what you could buy with $1.60, but you can figure it out. And I know with the price of fragrances going up, don't want to take any shots, but there's a 2.0 ounce bottle out there for $200. I think if you know, you know, okay? But I just want to show you all that you can have a good collection at $200, around that price range. And the place I use this to get my money, like basically how much the fragrances cost, I used FragranceNet, so I used a discounter to figure this all out here to come up with my 5 fragrances I would pick. And I really enjoyed doing this, researching and looking how much fragrances are, and I feel like I made a pretty solid list. I was pretty good with my money, but hey, make sure you're always responsible for your money. I know life things come up, but if you have that $200, this is the way to go. Get these fragrances. And I feel like a lot of the fragrances over here, they're not going to be troublesome to you. So what I mean by that is, you can't really get a sample of these out here, but if you don't really like them too much, then you're only out, $40, I would say, $45. I know that sounds like a lot too, but a lot of these are hard to get samples. So just wanted to bring that up too. I encourage a blind buy maybe with a few of these. But if you enjoy fragrance challenges such as this one, or solo fragrance reviews, or list, make sure to check out the rest of my content after you get done watching this video. Now with all that out of the way, let's hop into this fragrance budgeting challenge. So the first one I have on this $200 budget that I have is one from the house of Versace, and this, I would say, for me personally, is probably my favorite. I can't wait till Eros Energy comes out, but we're talking about cheaper scents, and usually from Versace you can get all their scents usually at a very good price point from a discounter, but I went with the one that's a very versatile scent, and it is Versace Dylan Blue here. And for me personally, you could go for Coach for Men, but this is my cheap blue scent here. And I haven't tried all the cheap blue scents out there, don't get me wrong, but I always come back to this one. Very enjoyable. It's got a little amber feel to it, citrus, fresh spice, musk in here as well, aquatic, a little bit of that warm spice in there too. Putting that one here. And the price of this one here is $49 or $44, excuse me, and 9 cents. And basically I would be left, after I bought this one, it would be a $155.91, and then also this would be for this bottle, a 1.7 ounce bottle here. So got the price a little jacked up, can't read my writing, but $44.09 to start out this list here. And the funny thing about this is done by the perfumer Alberto Morillas, and I want to bring this up real quick. If you really find a perfume that you enjoy, or a fragrance that you enjoy, a cologne that you enjoy, make sure to look at the perfumer, so you could maybe build a collection off that perfumer. You might enjoy their work, and it might help you decide, hey, I really like this scent, I really like this scent. And you like the artistic feel of the fragrance because of the perfumery done by the perfumer. So I like to mention the perfumers from time to time, but this got some bergamot, water notes, grapefruit, ambroxan, black pepper, patchouli, violet leaf, and then the base you got some incense, musk, tonka bean, and saffron. A little sweetness with that tonka bean. Really, really like the note of tonka bean. But this one's gonna remind people of the discontinued Bulgari Aqua Atlantique. So that's a blue, and then Dior Sauvage and Bleu de Chanel. This one reminds me more Bleu de Chanel to my nose, I would say, more, less than Sauvage. But great performer here, great longevity. here as well. So good performance, good longevity, and this, I would say, 2 to 3 feet off the skin through the whole life cycle of the fragrance, maybe until that last hour. So I'd say this good pumping off the skin for about 5 hours. This lasts about eight or 9. So I would say 5 hours, very good projection, but after that you start rolling down. So I have to retract my statement there of saying that last hour, because this lasts about 8 to 9 hours off the skin here. And this is, I feel like, a safe, inoffensive fragrance. That's why I went with it, and budget friendly, as you could tell. And you know, it's a fresh out of shower kind of scent here, and it's got that enjoyable DNA that nobody, I feel like, is going to turn their nose up at all. But overall, Versace Joan Blue is the cheapy blue I'm going with, the very versatile scent here. Next one I want to talk about is from the House of Missoni, and this has been a cheapy, certified cheapy in the fragrance community for a long time, I would say. And it is Missoni Wave here. Little bonus points for that magnetic cap. And man, this one, very good summer, springtime scent here. This one is $43.46. That leaves me with $112.45 left after buying this one. I bought the big bottle of this. I bought the 3.4 ounce bottle. This is aquatic, aromatic, marine, fresh spice. And then it's got some freshness, got some lavender in there as well. This is done by Christophe Renard. Hopefully I pronounced that right. That's the perfumer for this one. And let's hop into some notes a little bit of here. So you got sea notes, citruses, mandarin, lavender, clary sage, rosemary, vanilla orchid, Haitian vetiver, patchouli, and oak moss. And overall, this is going to remind you a lot that Versace Pour Homme and Chanel Allure Homme Sport or Allure Homme Extreme had a baby. You're going to get this Missoni Wave here. And this has always been a very budget-friendly freshie from a discounter, and you cannot go wrong with this, in my opinion, per se. If you want to get the best of both worlds, if you want to get the freshness of the Versace and the sweetness of the Chanel Allure Homme Sport, you got to go with Missoni Wave here. And there's a few others that, you know, you could go with in the freshie realm, but I just think for the best bang of your buck and the quality of the scent, this is the way to go for this one here. And the longevity and the performance is very good as well. I would say 6 to 7 hours, and the projection at the first hour, hour and a half is a good 2 to 3 feet, and then after that, kind of closer, about 1 foot per se. But very good for a freshie in that type of sense. So next one I want to talk about, we're getting to the colder weather scents, and then the last one I have on this list is kind of, it's going to be more of a summer scent again, but I didn't have too much money at the end. I thought of this brand. So next one I want to talk about is Burberry London here. This is one of Burberry's best that they probably ever came up with. I know they're doing really well with the Hero line, but this one, it's got cinnamon, tobacco, sweet, warm spice, wood. Got a little leather and lavender in here as well. The only downfall about this one, it doesn't last too much. I would say 5 to 6 hours off my skin, but this is a very alluring, cozy scent. This reminds me of a turkey Thanksgiving dinner, like you're eating on the holidays with your family, Christmas, Thanksgiving, and even in October. You know, it reminds me of Halloween a little bit with all those spices in the air, I would say, from all the other smells I'm trying to get at with. And same with Thanksgiving when you're eating. This is what it reminds me. This has got a unique note of port wine in here. So it's got a wine note, and it's pretty cool to me. And I do not know how to pronounce the perfumer's name, so I'm not going to on this one. And here you got some cinnamon, lavender, bergamot on the top, and then the base you got leather, and then, or excuse me, in the mid you got leather, and then the base you got tobacco leaf, gaiac wood, and oak moss. And then that also too, that port wine note is in that mid there. That gives it that kind of feel off this. But I would say this scent is, it's close, people say it's close to CK Shock, which I agree a little bit there. But it's kind of its own thing too. You know, kind of, it's got that nice, it's not like a rough tobacco, if you know what I mean. If you know your fragrances, you know there's some tobacco scents that can be very harsh to the nose. This one is not that, okay? But Basically, when I think about this, like I mentioned before, I think of the holidays. This would be something that I could see myself being cozy on the next to a fire, and you know, if you're with somebody, kind of close encounter type things, this would work perfect. And this is kind of something that I feel like Santa Claus would wear during the day if he had to choose a scent here. And overall, very nice, very enjoyable. And I don't think I said the price of this one, so it's $45.98. And then this is for this bottle, so 3.3 ounce bottle here to get Burberry London. All right, next one we're gonna hop into is, this one is one that is a gourmand. If you enjoy your gourmands, I highly recommend you trying this one out. There is another version of this fragrance too. It's a little bit more expensive. I went with the OG, and it is no other than Salvatore Ferragamo Uomo, and the one I was talking about was Uomo Signature. You could go with that if you wanted to, but like I said, I didn't have much money left at the end for this one. And this is sweet amber, warm spice, aromatic in here too. A little fresh spice and a little vanilla in there too. And that vanilla feel is going to give it like a tiramisu feel with this, like a little kind of coffee with the vanilla together. That's what this one's going to get you in that realm, I would say. And going back to what I said with the perfumers, this was done by 2 perfumers. I do not know how to pronounce the other guy's name, so I'm not going to, but this is done by Alberto Marias. So as you can tell, you might want to check out his stuff if you enjoy these 2 scents. That's getting to my point again. But here's some notes. You got some cardamom in the top, black pepper, bergamot, sweet notes in the mid, ambrox and orange blossom, and then you got some tonka bean, sandalwood, cashmere wood in that base for this fragrance here. And this line has kind of gone away a little bit. Not very much going on with this line so far. They've kind of went to the leather line in Salvatore Ferragamo. And this is an excellent fall and wintertime scent here. It's a compliment getter. It's very good gourmand. It lasts quite a while. I'd say 8 to 9 hours. Good projection, 2 to 3 feet. Probably 3.5 hours. You get that good projection, and it kind of settles down a little bit. But it can be, this one would be my beast mode scent. This one would be my more alluring scent. And you could wear these in fall and winter time and do just fine. But I just wanted to give you like a loud winter fragrance and a subtle winter fall fragrance here. So loud winter fall fragrance and a subtle winter fall fragrance. Excuse me, tongue twister, can't speak on the video today. But overall, this one is going to give you, if you want to smell like tiramisu, go with this. And it's a certified cheapie, I would say, in my opinion. And you could go nose blind to this, so just be careful with your sprays. It's kind of very good push to it. That's all I'm trying to say. And I don't know if I said the price about this, but for this bottle, you would be going with $40.31. And this is leaving me with $26.16 here. So last but not least, I had to go with the tried and true cheapie brand, and it is my favorite cheapie brand, I would say, and it's Johan Varvatos. You get a lot of fragrance for the price you're paying on these scents. And I went with Artisan Blue on this one. You got the bottle is very nice, very good appearance to it with the woven bottle here. And this is aromatic, fresh spice, citrus, woods, got some green in here. And this is gonna be more your fall and wintertime scent. The performance isn't the best in the world, probably about 4 hours, pushing 5, maybe even, 5.5. I would say around that range. Just depends on how much sprays you're gonna be. But this is one you could spray on a lot of, and nobody's gonna get offended by it. But anything from the Johan Varvatos house is usually very good priced at discounters, as you've kind of told from my previous videos. I like to bring this one up when I talk about cheapies' house. And this fragrance here doesn't have the perfumer's name, but you got some basil, bergamot, lavender, bitter orange, and then you got some geranium, orange blossom, clary sage, and iris. You got some pine, cedar, pistachio, and patchouli in the base. You got a few other ones that I'll list in the graphic that are very unique. You don't see used much here. But Johan Varvatos overall, the Artisan line, very enjoyable, very good, good price at discounters. So I'll give you that price for this one here. And I went with the 2.5 ounce bottle, so not this one, the 4.2, but I didn't have much money left. So this one is $24.56, leaving me with that $1.60 left. So just want to let you all know about that here. And this is going to remind you of the quality is very good for a designer scent. It's going to remind a lot of people of Mandarino di Amalfi from the House of Tom Ford. This is that version of this fragrance on a budget here. And, you know, I don't really go a lot towards the Tom Ford fragrances, but, you know, hey, it is what it is. If you enjoy Tom Ford, get that one. But if you want a cheaper alternative, here it is right here. And it opens up very clean, fresh, with kind of a marine quality to it, and a little mineral salt, I would say, overall too. And it's, you know, got an ozonic feel as well. Kind of when you're on the beach walking along there, you're gonna kind of be in the realm with this. And that citrus is very zingy off that top too, I would say, overall with this fragrance. Great quality for that price. Green, if you like your green fragrances. If you don't like your sweet fragrances, highly recommend Artisan Blue. Could go with Artisan Pure too. Any of the other Artisans I feel like would be a good fit. But yeah, everybody, there's my 5 fragrances on the $200 budget with $1.60 left. I don't know what I could do with that, kind of what I mentioned before. I'll be very interested to hear what you all would do with $200 if you had to spend just on fragrances. I went with these, but you know, if you all have some alternatives, make sure to drop those in the comments. I'd be very eager to see how you all use your $200 budget. And let me know if you tried any of these scents and what you think about them as well. I'm very curious to hear. Now, hopefully you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you all on the next video.